Welcome to Protect Your Children Now. This is your host, Christopher Gelson, the director and lead teacher of Protect Your Children Incorporated. Glad that you are here, and I want to say welcome to all the people that'll be watching on the podcast. Glad you guys are checking the podcast out. We always hope for people to be here live, but we understand that life is busy and you can't always be here live. But we would love for you to be here live every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. A lot of you passionate protectors out there have a lot of great stuff to say, and everybody can benefit from that. So if you can join us live 8 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday, we would certainly love it and appreciate it. Tonight's show, man, I'm telling you, looking on your screen, you know, if there isn't enough apps for kids as it is, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. And every single one of these apps do not verify age. They do not verify identity. They allow the user, the child, or the predator to create multiple accounts under the same app, right? So there are no safeguards for the children unless the parents are being smart about their kids' apps. That's really the key to it right there. So, about their kids' apps. Let's see, just checking the chat real quick. Marie T is in the chat. There's a bunch of people watching online, but only one person in the chat. Let's see what's going on here. We got a couple on Twitter, 5 on YouTube. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, we can see your comments. So please feel free to jump in the chat and share your thoughts, your opinions, your outrages, whatever you feel like sharing. We'll see it right here in the chat. Twitter, or otherwise known as X. Unfortunately, we cannot see your comments live, but we will see them afterwards. Facebook, we can see your comments. If you'd like to post a comment, we'll see it right here in the live chat. So we're going to talk about this new app tonight. And, you know, it does seem like for every 1 or 2 apps that gets shut down, there are 5 more that pop up. And look who's in the chat. It's haha. I love it. I love the username haha. Welcome, haha. It's good to see you. Good to see you in the chat. But yeah, I mean, every app that goes down, there's 5 more that pop up. And they all follow the same model, right? Get the kids hooked, promote the heck out of it so it gets real popular with kids. Don't have any safeguards in place. Don't have any age verification, don't have any ID verification, allow people to make multiple user accounts, right? So when mom and dad go and check, they're like, oh, yep, I follow my child on all of these apps. So I know exactly what they're doing. Here's the problem, mom and dad. If you go to their app on their phone and click the account for that app, you might be surprised that there is another account made that mom and dad don't know about. And that's the one where the kids are hiding their lives. So you need to be checking. So tonight, we're going to go take a quick look at these apps right here, which basically means talk about what's on your screen right there. And we're also going to talk about this new app called NGL. And I want to give a shout out to Lisa Mans. She does a lot of great work protecting kids. And she notified us about this app. Now, it's interesting that NGL has actually been around since 2021. But who's ever heard of it? I never heard of it. We never heard of it. But all of a sudden now, in 2024, the user base with kids has exploded. And NGL right now boasts having 200 million users. And the majority of those have come about in 2023, 2024. Interesting how that happens, right? Now, NGL has come under fire. We're going to get into that with the Federal Trade Commission and some other issues, predators, and a whole host of other issues on that app. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So, but first I will let you know about our website, Protect Your Children Incorporated, protectyourchildren.org, protectyourchildren.org. Education and awareness are the weapons. That's how we fight. We fight with education and awareness, right? in-depth protection packet. We talk about this every week. It's right there. Click on that. You can view it, read it, download it, share it, print it, sleep with it next to your bed. That protection packet will teach parents and kids how to be safe from sexual predators online and in the community. So definitely visit our website, protectyourchildren.org, and check out the in-depth protection packet. All our live shows are hosted right here on the website. All the podcasts are there. We have tips on preventing kidnapping. We have different podcasts from different shows over the last year or so. We've got other child protection videos, how to keep your kids safe online. I mean, look at all this stuff. Zip code predator searches. Pop in your zip code. See if there's been any arrested predators in your neighborhood around your kids. How to set up parental controls step by step for all the game systems and phones. All that. And there's just so much more at protectyourchildren.org. So please check that out. Oh, my goodness. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's jump into our hero kids this week. We have a group of kids. Now, this news clip is kind of old, but it was just awesome because it speaks to the purity of kids, right? It speaks to how kids, they're not born evil, right? They're not born to like do all this crazy stuff. They're innocent little babies. And as they grow up, if they're being raised right and they're being kept safe, their hearts are pure. Their hearts want to help others. Their hearts want to make a difference. And so we highlight each week this Hero Kids segment, we call it. And it's either kids that are risking their lives to save others, like the one last week, which, by the way, that we posted that up on social media and it went crazy. It went crazy. Thousands and thousands of views on that. So we're very happy about that. And but in any case, we like to highlight kids that are doing a great job. So let's go ahead and check out our kids, how they're helping the community. And then we'll be right back.
Service for students at one local school, and you may be surprised at all the places they went. Fox 21's Matthew Kruger has the story.
Over 350 students from Evangelical Christian Academy went all around town helping at various volunteer locations. Alexis Becker spent some time at the Medallion Retirement Community.
It's exciting to see all the people and see how excited this is because I don't get to see young people very often.
The younger students also helped at the home with entertainment. And they knew exactly what they were there to do.
Helping people that were showing Jesus' love.
Another group was busy doing some helpful chores.
I've been cleaning with my friends here at Ronald McDonald. Clean toys in the play area.
They worked outside cleaning and disinfecting the play equipment. Another group was at the Marion House helping with the lunch rush.
Whenever they're done eating, they give us their plates and we have to rinse them off. It's really hard because sometimes there's a lot of people that come at a time.
The students volunteered at 23 places around the city, and the response has definitely been positive.
Our goal is that the kids walk away knowing what it means to look beyond themselves to the needs of others, to just recognize who's around them and to love their neighbors as themselves.
I can see that they're excited and it's fun to get to know them.
It makes me feel good that we can help people who are sick.
Like, this is like my first time ever volunteering for anything. Helps me want to do more. It's just a great experience. Yeah, have a good day.
Matthew Kruger, Fox 21 News.
Well, the Academy is trying to make this a new annual tradition. We have more information on our website, coloradoconnection.com.
Awesome. How great is that, right? How great is that? This is what they're spending their time doing, helping out others, helping out other kids, helping out the community. And isn't that what it's all about? They volunteered at 23 different places. Now, they could be sitting at home playing video games and, talking to predators on all these different apps. But no, they actually want to go out there and help people and make a difference. And we encourage parents to encourage their kids to do that. It is way too easy to sit back on these phones now. And, they call it doom scrolling, right? You're just scrolling and you're scrolling and you're scrolling. And the next thing you know, like an hour's gone by and you're like, what just happened? And these kids like to do it for 6, 7, 8 hours a day when they could be out there making a difference and making an impact. So we just want to honor those kids for helping out in their community and making a difference instead of being selfish. They're being selfless. And that is our Hero Kids segment for tonight. All right. I want to raise your attention to something here. If you notice the theme the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about these predator teachers, obviously because kids are getting ready to go back to school. In fact, down here in sunny Florida, where it's hotter than, well, you know, it's been like 90 plus here for the last, I don't know, since May. It's ridiculous, the humidity, the heat. But in other places around the country, kids are getting ready to go back to school, usually the first week of September. And by the middle of September, all the kids are back. And I'll tell you, that means danger. And that means time to open your eyes, more parents, because just since last week, we're now up to 14 teachers have been arrested for abusing their students. Last week, we're at 12. Now we're at 14. 2 more this week. I mean, it's not wasting any time here, right? It's out of control. So now what we have is kids going to the bus stop, which means possibility for kidnapping, right? We have the kids going to the schools, which means there's a possibility of predators interacting with them at the schools. This is when social media apps really come alive with predators. If the predators are in the school, they're going to contact your kids on one of these apps. Because why? Because they're dumb. They think they're not going to get caught, but they do it anyway, right? That's their little simple way of connecting with these kids. So it's time to be vigilant and be nosy and watch what your kids are doing on their phones. Because honestly, there should be no contact with teachers outside of school. There's, not text, not social media. Sure as heck not physical. Seeing the teacher outside of school. What's the reason for that? There shouldn't be any reason for that. And these predators, this is what they thrive on. Parents not paying attention. That's how they get their victims. Remember, every child victim comes from a parent home. 1 or 2 parents, right? So if we're doing what we need to do at home and we're watching these kids and we're keeping an eye on them, being nosy, monitoring what's happening, then these predators can't get to them. But they're counting on parents not paying attention. That's what they're counting on. And so I'm going to bring you this story that just was on Good Morning America. Hopefully they don't copyright me for using it. Yeah. But in Texas, there were 2 attempted kidnappings, like on the same day. No joke, on the same day. This is some scary stuff. But let's check this out, and we will be right back.
With kids heading back to school, 2 attempted kidnappings in Texas were caught on cameras. Eva Pilgrim is here now with the frightening footage of what parents can do to try to help keep their kids safe. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Lindsay. I'm sure this is something you feel. This is something we as parents can't help but worry about. Someone taking our kids. And safety experts say this time of year, with kids going back to school, walking or waiting at bus stops, it's important to have a conversation with your children about what to do just in case.
This morning, as kids across the country head back to school, a warning for parents everywhere.
Get your mom, get your mom, get your mom. I heard screaming and I thought, and I could hear commotion outside.
You see in this door camera video, first obtained by ABC affiliate WFAA, the moment apparent kidnappers tried to take a group of 9-year-old boys. Gina Skolnick, the mother of 2 of the boys, telling us her kids were having a play date at her house when 2 vehicles pulled up near them. Her son Zachary sounding the alarm.
So we get onto the sidewalk and we try to skip past, and I hear the drivers telling my friends to get into their car.
The boys taking off, running and screaming.
I was the first one at the door screaming, someone's trying to kidnap us. Someone's trying to kidnap Jay!
Moments later, you see someone in a white t-shirt and shorts get out of a white SUV running after her son, Jonathan. Jonathan says the man was calling to him, trying to lure him into the SUV.
He said, there's a football player in the back of the car. And then he said, "Get in the back of the car." And I said, "I'm sorry, I don't talk to strangers," and I ran away.
The suspect noticing Skolnick with a cell phone camera in her hand, leaving the scene, but not before she was able to get a picture of the license plate. And just miles away, earlier that morning, another near kidnapping caught on camera. In this security video, you see a teenage girl hiding behind a neighbor's car, trying to avoid being taken by a man. That car belongs to Shane Burke, who says the teenager came to his door for help.
She said that somebody that she didn't know had been following her, kind of gawking at her, staring at her, making her feel uncomfortable. She was extremely shook up.
Experts encouraging parents to talk to their kids about safety as a new school year begins.
Children should be very wary of strangers that are in a car approaching them. We know that the vast majority of attempted abductions and successful abductions use a vehicle. We know that the perpetrators are using the same lures, like asking for directions, looking for a lost puppy, or having candy. And so parents need to be talking to their children about identifying these risky situations and knowing how to avoid them.
The brothers with a message to other children.
Just scream. We were very lucky and we're very grateful.
And authorities are still searching for the suspects in both of those cases. Police say there's no reason to think the two are related. And as for us parents, there's some things we need to keep in mind as we send our kids back to school. First, no names on backpacks. You don't want a stranger to be able to call your child's name and confuse them. And be careful how much information you're sharing about your kids on social media. Avoid posting those cute pictures with the boards sharing your child's age, school, and grade. They're cute, but they also give a lot of information.
Wow. But in both those videos, those kids did all the right things.
Yeah. So
Wow.
smart.
So smart.
And a good reminder for us of why we need to have that conversation with our kids.
Talk to your kids about it.
Can you imagine that? Wow. Yeah, way to go, Mom, for getting a picture of the license plate. My gosh. I mean, it's crazy, you know. It's you know, and they say, oh, you know, oh my gosh, they say like it's you know, oh well, we don't think it's connected. Okay, I'll tell you what. If it's not connected, that's two in the same like day, blocks away. If it's not connected, then we've got a bigger problem than we realize. That means that you got traffickers targeting that area. You know, I mean, it's just crazy. It's just and if it and you know that the key is that two vehicles pull up, right? What does that tell you? That's a coordinated attack. Those are traffickers. That's exactly what that is. I think these two things are connected. They're going after two 9 or 10-year-old boys. They're going after a teenage girl. I mean, what's the chance that there's two of these trafficker predators, right, come down the same street? No, it's coordinated. They're rolling around looking for kids to grab. And, you know, these kids were smart about it. And you hear the one kid said, you know, the guy didn't say, hey, I got a puppy. Hey, I got candy. Hey, I got ice cream. No, he told the young boy, there's a football player in the car, a famous football player. You want to come meet him? See, that's a new one. Because the kids are active. They're outside playing basketball. They're, you know, and they figure they like football. Most these young boys love football. So he tries to tell them there's a football player in the car to get the kid to, oh, I'm going to go meet him. And they would have snatched him. That kid probably never been seen again. But yeah, you got to have those conversations with the kids. And they made a great point about don't be putting your kid's last name or their first name on their backpack. Right? Oh, I do that so that they don't, you know, get it mixed up with another child's. Great. So now some predator can call their name and the kid thinks that the person knows them. You don't do that. And all this crap on Instagram and Facebook, you know, and I wish people would stop doing it. We see it all the time where it's like you can tell that they're harvesting for information. You've all seen those, right? You've seen those posts. Where it's like, hey, you know, what's your favorite food? What's the most awesomest place you went to on vacation? What is your favorite place to visit? Mine is this. Go. And they're trying to get people to give information on their likes, their dislikes, their locations. And then you got parents posting all these pictures of their kids, like the lady said, given the age, what they like to do. What are you doing? Are you trying to get points? Like, oh, hey, that's great. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my child's 10 also. What is that what that's about? Like, why are you putting your kids all over social media? Our predators are waiting for it. Predators scroll social media. You got parents that are basically like going live. Hey, on our way to football practice. Yep. Here's where we go. We're pulling up right now. Child's first practice. They're all excited. So now you know where the child practices football, which means you know the town they live in because it's boundaries. What are we doing, parents? Just putting it all out there? And then you got predators that are using AI, right? In fact, I think I got an article about it, actually. Let me see here. Let me see. Yeah, look at this. Here we go. Predators using AI. Predators using AI in several different ways, such as entering text prompts to generate child abuse imagery, altering previously uploaded files to make them sexually explicit and abusive, and uploading what's known as child abuse material. Parents, they're taking the images of your children and they're uploading it into AI. And they're removing their clothes. But they're keeping the child's face. I mean, look what we're living in right now. But yeah, keep posting those pictures and videos of your kids. It's out of control. It's not safe out there. So on your screen, we've got what? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 apps. And let's take a look at each one of these. Now, I'll tell you right off the bat, Omegle has been shut down. Thank you, God. That's one we don't have to worry about. But now we got this new one, NGL, that's gotten wildly popular. But let's look at this. Do any of your kids have these apps on their phones? Have you checked, parents? It's important to check to see what apps your kids have. We know about most of these. Snapchat, why it's dangerous. Right on the screen, people of all ages can send explicit photos and videos that quote unquote disappear after being received, but they can still be saved by screenshot. We've talked about this. This is what sextortionists use. Instagram, children are vulnerable to getting messages from strangers through the direct message feature. Yep, no problem. Remember Jay? We talked about him. That was his go-to app to talk with predators was Instagram. He still doesn't have Instagram. Probably never will until he's 18. TikTok, why it's dangerous. Accounts are set to public so strangers can contact your children. Yep, default, right to public. Facebook, this app allows predators access to your children through video and private chatting and instant messaging. Oh, Meta. They're doing so much to keep the kids safe. Tinder, well, we all know about Tinder. People of all ages look to hook up with users and browse profiles based upon location. Now remember, none of these apps verify age or identity. So you say, well, kids can't get on. Yeah, they can. All you need is an email and a password. Well, yeah, Google says you can't have an email unless you're 13. Okay. These apps, half of them say you have to be 16 or 18. It doesn't matter. They just put their age in there, they lie, and they're on. There's nothing verifying that. Whisper. Yes, Whisper. Why it's dangerous. Anonymous accounts are created where users can share secrets and meet new people. Now, that's just fantastic. Now, the calculator. What's wrong with the calculator, man? This ghosting app allows children to store and hide images, photos, videos, and files on their phones. But you know what it says on the phone? It's the calculator app. You know, next time you see a calculator app on your kid's phone, you better double click it and make sure it's actually a calculator. Now, who are the people that create these things? Predators. Bottom row, how about ask.fm, right? Why it's dangerous. This site has been linked to cyberbullying. It has loose regulation, and there's a lack of administrative monitoring. How about none? As we said, Omegle's been shut down. We got LiveMe. This live streaming video sharing app uses geolocation, geographic location, to share videos. And it says the site has limited administrative monitoring. 0. We got Grindr. Maria Morales, welcome to the chat. Glad you're here. Grindr, why it's dangerous. This app allows people of all ages to quote-unquote hook up or share photos with strangers based upon their location. Again, they're not verifying how old the user is. What about this app? Holla! Yo, holla! This video chatting app randomly matches people worldwide for instant meetups. Yes, kids are on Holla. We know this for a fact. How about Meet Me? This social app encourages meeting up in person. It gives adults access to children. Hey, come over here and meet me. We'll hang out. Okay. What the heck? And then Kick. Like, who uses Kick anymore? But apparently one of these Predator teachers was using Kick not too long ago. This site can be used for hidden communication to and from your child. It's out of control. Do your kids have any of these apps? We hope they don't. And if they do, parents, you better be monitoring them. You better be monitoring them. And we have our new one, NGL App. Yes, looks just like this. NGL. I'll tell you what, for 200 million users, they couldn't come up with a better image than that. But anyway, now I'll tell you what NGL stands for. It's right from the creators. It stands for Not Gonna Lie. Oh, yeah, they say exactly what they want. Exactly what they want. As of July 9, 2024, the Federal Trade Commission banned, careful with this, banned the anonymous social app NGL from marketing or offering its app to users under the age of 18. Well, so that means they're going to require a driver's license or a credit card to prove you're 18? Bull. The FTC accused NGL of aggressively marketing to young users despite risks of bullying on the app and of exaggerating its ability to use artificial intelligence to curb cyberbullying. The FTC also said it learned that NGL received numerous complaints from parents of children and teens, including reports that use of the app led to instances of self-harm and attempted unaliving. NGL had to pay $5 million to settle the lawsuit. That's it. That's it. $5 million. We're good. Out of control. NGL. Marie T says, I haven't heard of at least half of these apps. Oh, yeah. There's tons. There's tons. And the kids know all about them. Man. And an anonymous messaging app marketed to kids and teens. What could possibly go wrong? A lot, says the FTC and the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office. A complaint against NGL Labs and founder Raj Veer, and I'm not going to pronounce that first name or last, alleges violations of the Federal Trade Commissions Act, the Children's Online Privacy Protection Rule, otherwise known as COPA, the Restore Online Shoppers Confidence. Who cares about all of that, okay? The company also made AI-related claims. The complaint challenges as deceptive. The $5 million financial settlement merits your attention, but it's the permanent ban on marketing anonymous messaging apps to kids or teens that's particularly notable. Among the most downloaded products in the app stores, the NGL app is named for the text shorthand for "not gonna lie." But based on the complaint allegations, it could stand for "not gonna be legal." The app purports to allow users to receive anonymous messages from friends and social media contacts. The defendants expressively pitched it as a fun yet safe place for young people to share their feelings without judgment from friends or societal pressures. Oh, that just sounds beautiful, doesn't it? For parents wary of their kids' use of an anonymous messaging app, the defendants assuaged their concerns by touting world-class AI content moderation that enabled them to filter out harmful language and bullying. What about sexual predators? You filtering them out? Consumers who downloaded the app were prompted to create an account that collected a substantial amount of personal information. But there you go. NGL didn't ask how old they were and didn't use any form of age screening. Of course not. They want the kids on there. Says you'll want to read the complaint for details, but in general terms, app users could post pre-generated prompts to their social media accounts, like "send me a pickup line and I'll tell you if it worked," or "share an opinion that'll get you canceled," which allow viewers of the prompts to write an anonymous message in response. In addition, many users received anonymous messages like, "Are you straight? I've had a crush on you for years and you still don't know me, LMAO. And would you say yes if I asked you out?" When a recipient opened the message, a button appeared inviting the person to find out who sent this. Now, of course, with a paid NGL Pro subscription, eager to learn the sender's identity, many recipients clicked on that button. So you'd say, well, whew, that's a relief, right? Because, I mean, how many kids are going to have a paid Pro subscription, right? So they must be safe. No, because they're chatting with somebody who they do not know who they are, and they're getting groomed, and then the kids are opening up, and they're sharing personal information, and their relationships are being developed that way. They don't have to know who they are. They'll say, "Hey, come find me on Instagram. Where's your location?" It's crazy. It's out of control, but this is what's happening. Tracy in the chat says, where there's a will, there's a way, both for the predator and the parent. Hopefully, the parent has a stronger will to protect their child than the predator has to destroy the child. Yes. It's out of control. Now, let's go over to Tipsy. Feeling a little tipsy? Not me. No, I'm not feeling tipsy. Gave that up a while ago. Tipsy. We're going to go to tipsy.com. Oh my gosh. This stuff is just crazy. Hope you all can see the screen. Is NGL Safe for Kids? A Parent's Guide to App Safety. This is going to blow your mind. Now, I will tell you right off the bat that NGL has been around since 2021. Right? So that's why we're posting it. We're like a newly popular app. It's not a new app. It's been around for a few years. But all of a sudden now, it's really getting popular among the kids. And you see, that's all part of the plan. They've got these little apps all lined up like a predator's paradise, ducks in a row, man, ready to come on out, right when the culture seems to be not paying attention. Let's throw another one out there on the kids. Tipsy.net says parents are rightfully concerned about the safety of their children while using NGL apps. NGL, not gonna lie, apps provide anonymous content to children. I mean, I could stop the show right there. Is that all you need to know? I mean, they're created to provide anonymous content to kids, to your kids. They also collect data on user behavior, which can be misused. Parents are concerned about the possibility of their children being exposed to inappropriate content. They have cyberbullying or even potential predators. The NGL app developers must prioritize safety measures such as robust privacy policies, age-appropriate content, blah, blah, blah. They're not going to do it. And all they got is a $5 million fine, and they're still alive and still around. How about they offer parental controls to ensure parents can trust their children's online activities? Well, that would be nice. Parents have to use them. NGL, the acronym stands for Not Gonna Lie, is a personal inbox allowing users to receive anonymous messages from friends. Launched in November 2021, it provides anonymous feedback. Users generate questions anonymously. It becomes a fun platform for teens, wherein they get links to their inboxes. This is insane, and gets shared through Instagram and other social media platforms. So how does NGL work? When it comes to NGL working, the system is simple. A user has to download the app. A user must insert their Instagram profile handle. When you share the Instagram handle, NGL automatically creates a unique link using the information from Instagram. Each user receives a link. On receiving the link, a user can post Instagram stories with captions such as, "Want to know more about me? Ask me now." Or 5 questions you can ask me anytime and anywhere. And I'm not going to lie. NGL, not going to lie. Now, what are some things parents need to know about NGL? Parents of teenagers who use the NGL app must be vigilant about the privacy settings. Online safety plays a vital role as the app is all about anonymity. Kids tend to spend much time on the app. They need help understanding the time spent on the app. The app insists on upgrading the account on a payment. It becomes a trouble for the parents and the kids. They should also know if the NGL link is safe to use. How about just not installing it to begin with? That would work. That would work. I'm telling you. Tracy in the chat says, if it was innocent fun, why do they have to be anonymous? Yeah, it's a great point. Because they want these kids to tell the truth. They want them to talk about their personal feelings. That's how groomers work. If they start to develop a trust and a connection with the child. And they're doing it by saying, hey, look, I don't even know who you are. You can tell me anything. And then the predators know how to respond and tell the kids what they want to hear. How long do you think that takes before it jumps over to, hey, what's your real name? Where do you live? You know, I could be a good parent to you since you're having problems with yours. You know, I would never do to you what your parents are doing. Oh, your dad's not around? Oh, man, mine wasn't either. But you know what? I've always wanted to have a child. I'd be a great dad. See the lines? They know how to talk to these kids. And the kids think it's anonymous. So why, you know, they're going to talk. Man. How old do you have to be? Well, let's see. Is the NGL app safe? Let's look at this. Is the NGL app safe? Well, let's see. The NGL app is unsafe for kids and teenagers as kids can be part of cyberbullying. Yeah, we know. Children become a part of pornography and nudity. The other ill effect is that it makes kids question their personalities and what people think about them. Children mentally become unstable and sink into depression. The question arises, is NGL secure? Now, why am I telling you all this? You guys already know the name of the app, so you're like, all right, gonna make sure my kid doesn't have it. Why are we even reading all of this? Why? Because this gives you insight on what these technology companies are doing. Their goal is not to protect your child. Their goal is not to connect you with long lost friends and develop and build community. Now, can apps be used for that? Absolutely. But when they're targeting young, impressionable kids whose mind is still growing, developing, right? I mean, they know exactly what they need to be doing. They know how to get these kids. They know how to do it. Oh, as per the NGL terms of service, a user must be 18 years and above, and they can open an account. There is no way to verify the age of the user, though. Anyone with an Instagram account can be part of NGL. It means Instagram allows 13-year-olds and above to hold an NGL account. So I'm assuming NGL wrecked their whole business model and just disconnected Instagram from the whole thing. I mean, no, of course not. It still works that way. So they got 13-year-olds on there. Tipsy.net. Tipsy.net says NGL app is making the life of a teenager miserable. It takes personal information from teenagers and uses it against them. That's what predators do. The anonymous messaging makes it difficult to understand the authenticity of the link. So looking at harmful language can be offensive. Number 2 on the list, online predators. The anonymous predators are on a continuous prey and look for naive teenagers. They entice kids with attractive offers and comments. It makes the children fall prey to online predators. The information received through the Instagram handle makes it easy for predators to blackmail kids for all the wrong reasons. This Instagram monitoring app will help you to save these types of activities. That's good to have. Self-esteem issues. Potential bullying of victims due to sharing of responses. How about fake messages to trick the kids? Let's keep going. NGL, like any social media app, collects personal information from the users. Of course it does. Of course it does. And then it goes on to talk about Tipsy. Tipsy.net. Tipsy.net. It's out of control. Checking the chat here. Let's see. Marie T said nothing is anonymous anymore. That's absolutely the truth. Oh man. So look, here's the thing. These apps are going to continue to come out. They're going to push them to the kids. They're going to make them popular so every kid wants to get on it. The predators are going to be on the apps. Okay. That's just what they're going to do to target the kids. And that's how they're going to trap them. Anna Mayo, welcome to the chat. Glad you're here. She said, I just shared this info with my teenage son. Awesome. It's not the kind of attention that a kid wants. You know, these people, these predators, they know how to talk. They know what to say. They'll use today's slang, which I still don't understand, you know. Skibbity and mid and all these other words that the kids are using today. But predators will learn how to relate. Remember last week's show on the predator teacher, and the kids were saying, you know, she's so nice. She's like one of us. She was so cool and fun. right? It can be very hard to identify a predator when they're being everything that the kid likes. But that's what they do at first, to build that trust, to build that friendship, quote unquote, friendship. And then eventually it will lead to other things. But, you know, a lot of people that they think predators are standing out there with the long coat with the white van. That's the image that we had growing up, right? Just like they expect to see the devil stand there with a pitchfork and horns on his head, when really the devil was an angel of light. Speaking biblically here, right? You know, you're not going to always notice these people right off the bat. And the thing is, you're talking to strangers and they're telling you stuff that you want to hear, and you're responding to them, and they're very patient. The sextortion cases that we've covered where teenagers have unalived themselves because they believed they were talking to for example, a 16-year-old boy thought he was talking to a 15-year-old or a 17-year-old girl, complete with videos and pictures, which the predator will steal from online to create a fake profile and then message the boy. So the boy thinks that it looks all legit. Oh, no, I've seen videos and pictures of her. She's beautiful. I talk to her every day. She really likes me. And then the quote-unquote girl, who's really the predator, gets the child to send a picture because she'll send one of hers, which, again, they'll pull from somewhere on the internet, probably from their own stash, the sick people. And then they turn around and say, great, now I've got this picture of you. I'm going to send it to everybody. I got all your friends. I know the people you go to school with. I'm going to send it all over the place, and you're going to be embarrassed, and people are going to laugh at you. No, please don't do that. Please don't do that, Mr. Predator, Mrs. Predator. Send me money. Or, worse, meet up with me and do what I want you to do, and then I'll make sure I don't send this out to everybody. And these kids will unalive themselves because they feel absolutely trapped. But this is the problem. And you know, it's very hard because, and we've said this before, that there are good people out there, right? I mean, there are good teachers. There's good priests, good pastors, good counselors, good coaches, good mentors, you know, counselors. There are good people out there that do not want to hurt your child. And they may be really cool. You know, they goof around, they play basketball with them, and, you know, whatever. At school, they're just, you know, they seem like nice people. And there are those people. But what the child has to be aware of is, let me back up and say, if your child is that desperate to develop a relationship with another adult, something's wrong at home. Okay? Because kids generally are not seeking to develop relationships with other adults. They generally just don't do that, right? Kids hang out with kids. So if you got a child that's communicating with another adult and they're developing this trust relationship with this other adult, and then something's wrong at home, something's going on there, where that child doesn't have satisfying, fulfilling relationships with the adults that are safe in that child's life. You see, and like we said, this all comes back to being home. Every victim a predator has comes from someone's house. Or, yeah, maybe it comes from foster care. Well, and that usually goes back to the parents too. And you know what? In the past few months, we've stepped it up. You know, we're not trying to bash parents here, but it's time to wake up. Because every time we hear about a predator and a child, or a predator teacher and a child, or a predator in the neighborhood and a child, It always turns out this is going on for months and months and months. And there are tons of messages going back and forth on all these different apps. And the first thing you ask yourself is, where was mom and dad? Where was the aunt, the uncle, the person that cared? Where was that person monitoring what was happening in their child's life? Where are they? Maria says they actually got a book on slang, to speak slang. I hope I said the word right, but how to speak is the teenagers and their predators have that book. Exactly right. Maria Morales said in the chat that the predators, they will learn how to talk like the kids, act like the kids, in order to get the kids to trust them. Social media has been a great thing, but it's also been a horrendous thing. And now we want to propose a question. Do you allow your kids to be on these apps? Please let us know. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Do your kids have these apps? And if they do, are you monitoring them? Or are you going to start monitoring them? Knowing all this information on how these people develop these apps specifically for kids, knowing that predators will target them. Tracy in the chat said the internet is hunting grounds. It is. Now, side note, anybody who's on our social media realizes that there's been a whole lot more content uploaded recently in the past few weeks. What we've been doing is taking these live shows and we're parsing them out into YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels and TikToks. And we're uploading 15 to 20 of them every week. And it's reaching a lot of people, which is great. But let that not stop you from sharing. Sharing the whole podcast with parents that have kids. Obviously, parents have kids, that have minors. The Facebook group, Protect All Children from Abuse, just crossed over 2,000 members. We're excited about that. Our regular page on Facebook is still hovering around like 9,072. We're trying to get to 10,000. Trying to get there. Our Twitter profile, our X, our account's over 1,050 now, which is great. So, people are starting to catch on and they're following the content, which is exciting because that means that they're becoming aware of what's happening. And that means they're going to be involved in their kids' social media and in their lives. Tracy in the chat said, my son has TikTok and I do monitor it, but also with MMGuardian and the whole time your phone and check it. Yes, MMGuardian. Very, very good. We talk about that every week. We're not even a sponsor for MMGuardian, but we refer them to all the parents we deal with. MMGuardian, it's $10 a month, I think, maybe $12. It's a great app. You can set up keyword alerts, location alerts, language alerts. You can be notified when your child adds a new number to their phone. You can see their messages if you choose to do that, or just have keyword alerts, one or the other. It's really a great app, MMGuardian. We're actually going to end on time tonight, which you guys, I'm sure, are happy about. Usually, we've been running 9:15, 9:30. Here, I was thinking the show was still at 9. But let me tell you something. If we want to put it all together, we had the heads of these tech companies hauled in front of a Senate committee. Remember this not too long ago? And they were grilled on what they are doing to help protect kids from predators. And they all put on their game face and said, oh, we're doing what we can. We want to keep the kids safe. We've got algorithms and we've got this and we've got that. But predators are still finding kids, and kids are still being abused, and kids are still being kidnapped, and kids are still being victims of sextortion, So clearly nothing's happening. And the government is not holding them accountable. So don't wait for the government to come rescue your kids. NGL is loaded with predators. Remember, it boasts 200 million users. And the majority of them now are from late 2023 to 2024. And they're minors. And there's predators all over that app. It's like Snapchat on steroids. And they get caught doing all this shady stuff. And the government said, $5 million fine and you're good to go. Oh, yeah, and stop kids from, under 18 from being on your app. Okay, no problem. Yeah, how long do they have to do that? Because there's still no age ID on it. No identity verification on it. But look, the government's not going to help. There's predators in the school system. We have all these apps that the kids are on. We have a steady stream of sexual content being poured into your kids' minds every day. Predators all over the place. Now, put all this together and ask yourself, is there some kind of a conspiracy here to attack the kids? And I'm not talking tinfoil hat. I'm saying, like, how about all these people are working together to hypersexualize and desensitize and demoralize our youth so that they can be abused at the hands of everyone from the creep down the street to the elites? This is what's happening. And we're not a political show, but, when you tie things in like the border, you got 85,000 kids missing on down on the border. Like, what is going on here? So we have a steady stream of kids coming in from other countries. And let me tell you how dangerous it is for them. Have you thought about this? Children that are here, whose parents are here illegally, and they're hiding from the government because they're here illegally. Don't you think predators are targeting those kids? Think about that. That's like a built-in threat right there. Predators will target these kids and say, hey, if you say something, I'll call the government and your parents are going to get taken away. They're going to get arrested. They're going to get deported back to their home country. And you're going to be stuck in a foster system somewhere. Just think about that for a minute. The danger to children of illegals that are here is intense. But our government is not doing anything to stop it. They're not doing anything to stop it. So this comes down to you, parents. The ball's in your court. You've got to monitor what these kids are doing. You've got to be nosy. You got to know the tricks, the traps, and the threats. All the information is available, but you have to learn it and utilize it. It's just nuts. All right, we're about to close out here. Let me share the website with you one more time, protectyourchildren.org, protectyourchildren.org. In-depth protection packet. Check that out. In-depth protection packet for those of you joining late. Complete protection education. How to keep your kids safe from predators online and in the community. Personality profiles of predators. How to keep them safe online. Some of the smooth talk that they use. All that's in the in-depth protection packet. Please download that. Go over it with your kids. All our live shows are here. You can learn how to prevent kidnapping, some tips for your kids, how to keep your kids safe online, zip code predator searches, how to do parental controls. You can donate to help us out on our website. We are a 501c3 not-for-profit, so we don't earn any money here. We don't. But what we'd like to do is push this information out to thousands of people so that thousands and thousands of kids can be protected. The reality is we don't do that. We can't do that without your help. We're doing what we can on the social media side of it, but we're not funded by grants or governments or corporations. Everything that's running right now for this organization is running out of the pockets of the directors. So if you can help us out, make a donation, tax deductible, please do that on our website, protectyourchildren.org. Lots of stuff. So, all right. NGL, make sure it's not on your kids' phones and tell people about it. Haha says, thank you, PUIC. Great work. Thank you. Appreciate that. Tracy in the chat really quick said the predators exploit every moment of weakness. Yeah, they do. So, in any case, 15 minutes from now, the podcast will be available. Please share it. We will be posting on the next few days. When you see all those posts come up, and they're all shorts, they're all like less than a minute, and they're all parts of this live show, please share those too. Please share those too. You know, it helps to reach more people. Our kids are under a full-blown attack here. They just are. And we've got to be vigilant and keep them safe. And we're just trying to play a small part in that. But we really need the army of passionate protectors that are out there to push this content further and further out. So we thank you in advance for doing that. All right, until next time, this is Chris with Protect Your Children Incorporated. This is Protect Your Children Now. Visit our website, protectyourchildren.org, protectyourchildren.org. Share the content, donate if you can, help us out. We appreciate that. Stay in contact with us. Follow us on social media. All the links are on our homepage. And let's continue to work together to keep kids safe. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Anna Mayo, Maria Morales, Tracy, still love that. And Marie T, and all the others watching online right now. Thank you for being here. Until next week, God bless you guys. Stay safe and stay nosy.